Hey, what's up, guys? We are at the Northeast Show in the Perfect Pull booth. I thought who better to start our interviews off with than Mark Jackson, Mr. Perfect Pull himself. So Mark, first, thanks so much for having us out. Thanks for generously giving us some space in the booth.
Happy to have you.
Come out and talk Blue Pull repair.
It's a pleasure.
Mark and Perfect Pull are one of the sponsors for the GPR Masterclass. This tool has been pivotal in a bunch of repairs for us. Wanted to get a little bit of Mark's take on it. So Mark, how did you come up with the Perfect Pull?
Well, years ago when the large Kiko tabs came out, I was happy to see them because I was doing a buy here, pay here lot, these wholesale beat up cars, huge dents. Put those huge tabs on and I bought a 5-pound slide hammer, and I quickly realized how fatiguing or how it hurts.
It'll beat you up.
It beats your hand up severely. So the wheel started turning many years ago. And then eventually I just got to the point where, you know what, I have an idea. It had many different incarnations. And through the help of my designer who actually builds this, obviously don't build this in my garage.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, this is not a DIY product.
Yeah, so I hired a professional, as everybody should do. And at the end of the day, after many variations and prototypes, we ended up with this, the versatility for body shops and PDR guys alike.
That's awesome.
That's how it was really.
So this here, right? This beautiful piece of aluminum, and is it all aluminum?
All aluminum.
All aluminum.
Except for bolts.
Is what we're talking about. Go over it. Let's talk about what this is. I'm going to stand back and you sort of pretend we're just a customer.
Sure.
And show us what you got.
So basically, rather than using your frame machine or post in your shop, it's kind of overkill. It's unnecessary. It's awkward. It's not designed for that. Yeah, you can use a tree, but if you want tools specific for the job, this fits the bill in a lot of respects. It's adjustable, mobile, very easy to move around your shop. It uses the weight for a shop. It uses the weight of the vehicle as the counterweight going down on those spacers, and it holds the tower in place. So you don't need floor pots. You don't need anything else. Nothing chained to the wall to support it or anything like that. It's completely standalone, and it keeps you from having to use other things that aren't designed for pulling dents. That's from the body shop standpoint.
And that's really what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So this, right, this pad, just a quick how it works, right?
So this, typically what you're going to do is when you have your vehicle and you're going to use it as the counterweight, you're going to choose the appropriate height spacer. So obviously if you got a little, say a little BMW 325, you're probably going to go with something like that. It's very low. It's a 6-inch spacer, okay? If you're a little higher up, most of your normal cars, you're going to be 10 inches or so. And then you can go 14 inches. And the cool thing about this is you can stack them. And a safety pin goes in here, a clevis pin to make it rigid. So you have multiple heights. And,
so you can really get into some decent sized trucks.
You can do a regular truck. I mean, if you got a 6-inch lift on your truck, you're going to have to get creative.
Of course.
Honestly, there's no tool, very few tools out there that do everything. Okay, let's be honest.
Right.
But this it is what it is.
All your standard passenger vehicles on up through full-size trucks and SUVs.
Probably a good 95% of your automobiles, I would guess, this is going to be good for.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, and we have a lot of electric cars out there now. You don't want to jack up an electric vehicle and rest the weight of the vehicle on this because you're going to damage one of the cells in the battery. So you're going to come over to the edge of that battery, which is fairly structural, and you're going to use a soft saddle. So you distribute the weight. You don't damage those cells. But you can also use this if you have, like Honda Odyssey, for example, has a plastic valance or cover
over the rocker
on the rocker panel. This will sit on there, it won't damage the paint. And honestly, any other application you feel like you need this, you can do it. Maybe a spare tire. Sometimes you can put this onto there so you're distributing the weight, not damaging any components under the vehicle.
Nice.
So the versatility is there. And if you notice the ramps over here.
One of my personal favorites.
Yeah. If your dent is on a quarter panel or a fender right over the wheel, you can park that vehicle anywhere on the ramp. You can park it if it's off to one side, you can put it on there, or you can go in the center of that, and that way you're still using the vehicle's weight as the counterbalance. Quick note, as some people have found out, and I found out early the hard way, if you have a really slick shop floor and you try to drive up on there, it may slide. So the Perfect Pull comes with a rubber pad. You glue that rubber pad to your slick shop floor and then set the ramps on there.
Glue that with hot glue that's easily removable.
Hot glue is easy.
Right? Not a permanent fixture.
It'll come off your floor and the rubber pad just as easy as it comes off a glue tab. So you're going to literally, the glue that you're using to pull the dent out, hit it on that pad, stick it down, and when you're done, pull it off, pull the glue off, and go put it back in the corner.
Perfect.
Yeah. You know, another little feature that we have, if you have a shop, you have the dolly, the little, looks like a little skateboard over here.
Yep.
You do not want to try to skate on it.
No.
It's not a good idea. But anyway, you pick this unit up and put it on there and wheel it around the shop.
I was surprised how well that rolls around. Like, it's just, you got to swing the turns a little wide.
Yep.
Right, with that long beam, but it rolls great.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell, and I'm sure, you know, if anybody wants to see, you are the man with the videos who shows everybody how to do this stuff far better than I can. But YouTube, Perfect Pull, at Perfect Pull, if you want to go see how it's done. I have a few videos there.
Nice.
A few videos on my website, Perfect Pull Dent at perfectpulldent.com.
Perfectpulldent.com. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we throw that up on the screen. Follow those links, check it out. So a couple of my little favorite things here is, one, a lot of towers are a single beam. This little, what is that, 2 foot addition?
About 3 foot, yeah.
3 foot?
Almost 3 foot,
has
yeah.
really helped me move some large damage.
Yep.
In fact, one of my favorite pulls in the masterclass was possible because of this. I think we pulled, actually, I think in that, what I'm picturing, we had, in fact, it's that picture right there.
Yeah.
This right here. I think we had 5 straps and a C-hook.
Yeah.
I had this loaded up. I had Cam Auto's tower off to the side, and we were able to grab onto that panel, stay out of the way, right? No beams or anything in our way, and move that inner and outer. And the first move was like magic. And the Perfect Pull, and especially this addition here, made a big difference for us.
Yeah, I have a video of a Corolla quarter panel that I did a full PDR repair on, and you can see that because of this crossbar, I could get the whole width of that quarter panel and pull it all out at the same time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and for those who aren't into glue pulling yet, as you find when you get better at it, you'll realize that you don't just put a little tab in the middle of a big dent and pull. You're going to lock it up.
So it doesn't just pop out like social media?
No, they don't just pop out. Yeah. Huh. I mean, unless you use a dry ice.
Oh, that's the key. Yeah.
Dry ice does not work. So this allows you to have, you know, a broader area, more attachments pull them out at the same time. You can twist it, move it. This goes up and down. I'll show you
it's
this.
all adjustable. Yeah.
Yeah. These
things are slick too. I love these.
These are your standard little eyelets. You stick that little key in there and you turn, and you can go up and down the full width of the rail. If for some reason you won't need it, it's symmetrical, so you can use it either
side. Yeah.
Either side. And if you'll notice the crossbar, this little bolt right here, when you loosen that, it'll slide up and down the full length of the tower also. And you don't have to have this on there. So if you have a quick pull and you don't need all of that, you don't even have to worry about having this. This is not essential. It off. Yeah, it's not essential.
I've also, and I don't know if you've seen this, I've also taken these, and when I needed downward tension, when I ran into that bottom track, and I was able to pull down.
You sure can.
Right? Because you need to unfold the metal the way it folded in.
So not to get too much into the weeds on how this works, but this is what's called an extruded piece of aluminum. Remember the Play-Doh when you were a kid? You put it in a thing, it squeezes, it comes out in a shape. This is an extrusion, and that is the exact same extrusion. It's just cut and machined to fit in the bottom. One of the benefits is, if you'll notice, it's hollow in here. That saves a little bit of weight, and it also cuts down on production cost immensely by having an extrusion versus having somebody come in and cut these holes.
You're not buying all that aluminum and throwing half of it away.
Right. Yep. Right. So that is what makes this so much more affordable as it is. But like you were saying, this little guy can go down in here if you want, because it's the same as that right there. So if you needed that, you certainly could use it.
Yep, and I have, and it works great.
Yeah, yeah. So that's yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks again, Mark.
You're welcome.
And thanks for helping to sponsor the masterclass. Thanks for going over the tool.
Sure.
It's a great tool. I love it.
Thank you.
And again, perfectpulldent.com.
Yes.
And on YouTube at
Perfect Pull.
Perfect Pull.
Yes.
So go check him out. Check this thing out. It's awesome. I think we're going to try to Instagram it at Perfect Pull on Instagram.
Yeah.
There we go. So go follow him on social. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Thank you, Gene.